Okay, so good morning, everyone. Welcome to this IAS event workshop on AI for Interdisciplinary Scientific Discovery. My name is Jin Xuan. I'm from the Chemical Engineering Department in our East Midland campus. So the event is part of the IAS Annual Theme on AI, Facts, Fictions, and the Futures. And the event is co-organized by Dr. Valerie Pinfield, Adrian Laguna, and Joe Tecci, so and myself. So without further ado, it's our great pleasure to have our Pro-Vice Chancellor Research, Professor Steve Rosberg here to deliver the welcome message and an introductory remark. So without further ado, Steve, I will hand over to you.
Thank you, Jin. Thank you very much. Am I on the screen, or am I only on audio to everybody in the room?
Yes, that's a good point.
That's not me insisting that I want to be on the screen. There's a 3-meter high version of my face is perhaps not what everybody needs at this time of the morning. So good morning, everybody. As Jin said, my name is Steve Rothberg. I'm the Pro-Vice Chancellor for Research at Loughborough. I'm delighted to be able to add a few words of welcome to our Institute of Advanced Studies event today on AI for Interdisciplinary Scientific Discovery. This is under our annual theme for this academic year, which is AI, Facts, Fictions, and Futures. We have an annual theme each year, and it's the kind of flagship event for our Institute of Advanced Studies. So very, very warm welcome to everybody. Welcome, of course, both to those of you who are together in the room, like the old days, on our London campus, and of course I welcome also to those like me who are online, as we've become more accustomed to in recent times. I understand that amongst the London in-person group we have a number of guests from the Queen Elizabeth Olympic Park community, so a very, very warm welcome to you. It's great to hear that you're with us today. Exactly the kind of relationship that we really hope that we can build with our local partners down there on the park. And also amongst the many guests that we have online, we obviously have people from different organisations and different parts of the world. So whatever time of day it is for you, a warm welcome to you too. I think these hybrid events are set to become the sustainable format for the days to come, and our IAS events have certainly helped us at Loughborough understand how to really take advantage of the format. So let's hope that this will be another successful event in this new format. I wanted to do a quick bit of history, but I promised to be quick, and to do that particularly for our external guests who may not know so much about our Institute of Advanced Studies at Loughborough. So we launched what we refer to generally as IAS. We launched IAS in May 2017, so it's still a relative newcomer to the research fold at Loughborough. At the last count, we'd welcomed 295 visiting fellows from 37 countries, so you can see we've built some momentum in this activity very quickly. We have delivered about 78 publications so far from the work that we've been doing together, and had about 21 successful funding awards that total in excess of £8 million so far. So it's really been a great success from the point of view of collaboration, publication, from funding that will enable us to do great things together in the future. And it's absolutely clear that IAS has won a place in the intellectual hearts of colleagues across campus. A great success it's been for us. And we've now added a residential fellowship scheme, which has been a very significant next step for us, and indeed we're expecting our new fellow in the next few days. If that is something that you might be interested in, then we'd also definitely be interested in talking to you about that. I've done my welcomes and a little bit of background. I want to just draw to a close now by saying a very sincere thank you to today's visiting fellows, to Dr. Gareth Conduit from University of Cambridge and Professor Raffaella Occoni from Heriot Watt University, who I understand are there in person in London, but also to Professor Ankit Agrawal from Northwestern University and Professor Isao Tanaka from Kyoto University, who are joining us online. Having made the point earlier about the hybrid format, perhaps it's great that we have 2 fellows in the room and 2 visiting fellows online. Is a nice combination. It's the visiting fellows that make our IAS special. And I'm really delighted that you have joined us today. I'm sure this is going to be a fascinating day for you all. And on that note, I will hand back to Jin, who will continue this introductory session. Jin, back to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Steve. Very well said. So if I may, I just want to give a bit more introductory remarks on the annual theme of this year's IAS annual theme, which is called AI, Facts, Fiction, and the Future. So you can see from the name, it's mostly about AI or artificial intelligence. And to many people, it is just like a black box. And you may think it's computer science or a computer scientist or computer engineer's job to deliver the AI agenda, but it's not the case. It's true, probably the development itself is a purely computer science based, but the real life application is truly interdisciplinary. So AI can be applied in different fields, and it will of course cause social impacts and the consequences. So it's a really interdisciplinary topic, and the annual theme wants to bring together people from different backgrounds and disciplines to talk to each other, to learn each other's languages, and to explore the fascinating scene of the AI, but also to look at the dark side of the AI and to see if we can deliver solutions to these issues. And this workshop, we called AI for Interdisciplinary Scientific Discovery, is the first event within this annual theme. So if you look at the IAS website or webpage, there's a series of events being planned across the year. So you're very welcome to join other events. But for this event, we're looking at using artificial intelligence as a tool to accelerate or to enable us new ways of scientific discovery. And from the design of engineering materials to the drug molecules, and our fellows today will also explore how AI technologies will expand the boundary of disciplines and open new ways of doing science research and discovery. And we also want to learn a little bit, how can we go beyond the perception of AI as a black box, which probably is true for most of us, and how can we build like transparent discovery routes that will win public trust. So you can see we want to shift the topic a little bit beyond the science and then engineering and to the social science and humanity as well. And how can we communicate effectively both across disciplines and to our wider global communities? And how we want to predict, manage the social impact and the consequences. So these are the things we probably want to address in today's event. And you can see these are really big questions. I don't think we will address all of them in today's workshop, but hopefully we will start a conversation, we will start a discussion, and this will lead us probably to some of the fascinating opportunities later, like joint collaborations, further discussions, etc., to really look into these cross-disciplinary issues. So as I said, this event is organized by Adrian, Joe, they are here with us in the room, and also Valerie. I think Valerie is joining us online. So really thank you for your great efforts to make the events happening. It's been a challenging, I mean, because of COVID, because of the way that we operate in 2 campuses, it's probably a bit more difficult to organize these events than the usual ones. And I would also like to have a big thanks to our IAS colleagues, Kieran, but also other colleagues to make the event so successful. So a bit of housekeeping. So all the presentation will be recorded and streamlined. And there's a Q&A function within the Zoom interface. So for those of you joining online, if you have any questions, please put your question in the Q&A box, or you can also raise your hand at the end of the presentation. And for those of you in the room, I think it's much easier to raise questions. I don't need to instruct, but we will monitor the questions from both the room and from online, and to make sure everyone will have a chance to participate in the discussion. So what we will do next is to have a series of talks. We have 2 talks in the morning and 2 talks in the afternoon, and each talk will last for 50 minutes, including probably we are expecting like 10 to 15 minutes Q&A, so allowing everybody to participate in this discussion. We want to make it as interactive as possible.